horrible. Now.
It really does smell like dirt.
Oh, God. Oh, fucking nasty.
What the helly? What the helly, Kourtney? Ew!
Oh no. Oh. Nope. 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 Nope.
No, 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 no.
Enough is enough, Kourtney Kardashian. Crumbl cookies might just be one of the worst and most disgusting things the Kardashians have ever sold to their fans. People have already heard about their greedy, money-driven scams, selling low-quality products at ridiculous prices and sometimes outright lying. Kourtney and her family are now being exposed for the various schemes they've been pushing onto people, and it's landing them in serious trouble. So, let's dive into all this drama that was sparked by a cookie, and why it's becoming more than just a simple dessert. It's actually costing Kourtney and the Kardashian brand their hard-earned reputation. Crumbl has quickly become one of the most hyped dessert brands in the world. They're famous for their huge cookies and constantly rotating flavors that always keep their customers coming back for more. However, this time, one of their flavors is getting them more attention than they bargained for. Crumbl made an announcement that they were teaming up with the Kardashians to take over the Crumbl menu entirely. This would involve creating 6 limited edition cookie flavors, each one representing a different Kardashian family member. I know what you're probably thinking. What do the Kardashians know about cookies? Well, the answer is simple, nothing at all. But according to Crumbl's CBO and co-founder, Sawyer Hemsley, partnering with the Kardashians made perfect sense. He explained, "We've never had an entire menu takeover before, and who better to do that than the legendary ladies of the Kardashian-Jenner family? Iconic family meets iconic desserts."
Let's grab a raspberry each. Cheers. Is there any sugar in this?
What the f is this? No. This shit tastes like soil. Is this also taste-free?
The Kardashians, as we all know, have a massive following, and teaming up with them seemed like a great move for Crumbl. After all, they have a loyal and devoted fan base that's willing to buy just about anything they sell. However, there's a catch. While the Kardashians do have a lot of fans, they've also developed a reputation for putting their names on all kinds of random products, which often leads to backlash. This has given them a reputation for pushing low-quality items at high prices. And this is exactly what Crumbl found out the hard way. When the 6 Kardashian-inspired cookie flavors were released, the reaction from fans was immediate and not in a good way. The first thing people noticed was the pricing. You could buy a single cookie, a 4-pack, a 6-pack, a 3-pack of mini cookies, or even a party box with a dozen cookies. Since people were especially excited about trying the Kardashian flavors, most customers opted for the 6-pack. The cost for a basic 6-pack was $25, but 2 of the Kardashian flavors were priced higher, one costing an extra $1.99 and another costing $2 more. So, most people...
Kardashian family has collaborated with Crumbl Cookies for 6 custom new flavors. We are going to try this out. Wait a second. These aren't custom flavors. I've seen all of these before. Did they just pick out their favorites? Surely Kourtney has some fucking gluten-free, dairy-free, oil-free, organic something, right? Oh, she does! Fucking Kourtney's flourless chocolate cake. Of course she does.
ended up paying around $27.97 before tax, which meant a box of 6 cookies would cost them about $30, or roughly $5 per cookie. Now, usually, Crumbl cookies are known for their eye-catching designs and vibrant packaging. But these Kardashian-themed cookies came in plain tan boxes, which was a bit of a letdown. It seemed like they were trying to go for a Kardashian aesthetic, but it missed the mark. Packaging might be subjective, but when it comes to the taste of the cookies, things got even worse. One particular cookie that stood out, and not in a good way, was Kourtney's gluten-free cake cookie. First off, it wasn't even a cookie, it was a cake. On top of that, it was topped with raspberries. Not only did this cake cost an
I think one of the main reasons why Lemmy has done so well and will be so successful is not because of Kourtney Kardashian, it's because of the brand. Let's talk about it. First of all, we have to start with this insane custom packaging. The rim, the little divots in the rim that have to be custom made for Lemmy, and then the top looking like the vitamin. The way that's gonna stand out on a shelf and differentiate itself from the competitors is insane. But definitely my favorite part is the name. The way that the Lemmy Chill, the Lemmy Focus, the way that is used into every single product
extra
is really
$2, but it was also the only item in the lineup that was gluten-free and free of refined sugar. Now, we know Kourtney has been on a mission to sell healthier alternatives recently, so it made sense she'd push this type of product. But there was a major issue: this gluten-free cake wasn't gluten-free at all. Despite the marketing, Kourtney's cake was sweetened with applesauce and honey, and it ended up being packed with a staggering 840 calories. To put that into perspective, a typical healthy dessert doesn't usually come with that many calories, especially if it's supposed to be gluten-free. But calorie count wasn't even the thing that made this cake go viral. What really caught everyone's attention was the taste. Videos started flooding TikTok, showing people trying Kourtney's cake for the first time, and most of them were immediately spitting it out. The general consensus was that the cake was lukewarm, squishy, and once they got past the chocolate glaze, it tasted sour. Some people claimed to love it, but the overwhelming majority of reactions were negative. The website Bitches gave the cake the lowest rating out of all the 6 flavors, and their review wasn't any better. In fact, Emma Sharp, the author of the review, described the flavor as offensive. She speculated that Kourtney's insistence on a gluten-free recipe might have led to the cake's failure. She even made a reference to Kourtney's infamous battle with Kim Kardashian over a sugar-free Candyland birthday party, saying maybe it was Kourtney's insistence on a gluten-free formula that made this such a flop. Emma also noted that the cake was the only item in the collection that came in a separate plastic container, as though it was set apart from the rest of the family's creations. To make matters worse, the cake was topped with tangy raspberries, which didn't help its cause. It was like trying to enjoy a dessert that looked pretty from the outside but tasted terrible on the inside. People who tried it weren't just
honestly shocked to see that Kourtney Kardashian is engaging in something called proprietary blends. So for those of you that don't know, this is very important, so stick with me. Proprietary blends are essentially when supplement companies will tell you there's 100 milligrams of these 3 ingredients in our product, but they don't tell you the breakdown of how much of each ingredient is going into it. So this to me is extremely unethical, it's very dishonest. I will never consume a supplement that has proprietary blends because as a consumer, it's relevant to me. If you are advertising a product that's going to be helping my health, I deserve to know.
Disappointed, they were genuinely disgusted. It seemed like Kourtney's attempt to offer a healthier option was backfiring. Instead of getting praise for promoting a gluten-free alternative, she was being dragged for selling something that didn't even meet the most basic expectations of a dessert. The whole Kardashian Crumbl partnership ended up becoming a PR nightmare. Instead of boosting Crumbl's popularity, it brought out all the issues people already had with the Kardashians, and it made Crumbl look like they were just out for money. People began questioning whether the Kardashians were really offering anything of value to their fans anymore. They've been known for slapping their name on all sorts of products, but this collaboration with Crumbl only added to the growing list of failed endorsements. At the end of the day, it's clear that this cookie disaster is costing the Kardashians and Crumbl a lot more than just bad reviews. It's damaging their reputation, and for Kourtney, especially, it's opening up a whole new level of backlash. All of this drama over a cookie might seem trivial, but it's the latest chapter in a long history of controversies that continue to follow the Kardashian brand. Ordering a raspberry crumble cake often gives me the same uneasy feeling as getting lasagna from a hospital. It's not the most reassuring thought, and it's not just me who feels this way. After trying the cake, Many others have taken to the internet to share their disappointment. There are countless negative reviews out there, all from people who were let down by the product.
Getting a lot of these ads for this sleep supplement over here, and they're claiming that it'll help you fall asleep, it'll promote healthy sleep patterns, and it'll help you wake up feeling refreshed. So as far as helping you fall asleep, yes, melatonin is the main hormone in your body that helps you fall asleep, but it does not help you stay asleep. So no, it does not promote healthy sleep patterns, and it does not help you wake up feeling refreshed. Most of the times that I've used melatonin, and most of the people that I know that have tried melatonin, wake up feeling groggy after taking it. So I do not recommend taking melatonin gummies.
Product. Just read some of these. Sorry, but this one was terrible. Kourtney Kardashian, I love you. But what is this? I need my money back, lol. Okay, so you guys are promoting false advertising. Besides the fact that it's connected to the Kardashians, this cake is just really bad. It tastes like Vegemite. Do not eat this. This isn't the first time one of Kourtney Kardashian's business ventures has received harsh criticism. Her Lemme brand, in particular, has faced quite a bit of controversy. In fact, it might be one of the most talked about and criticized products she's ever put her name on. Lemme has gone viral since its launch, sparking curiosity from people who are trying to figure out how Kourtney made it so successful. And honestly, who can blame them? Kourtney has managed to create a brand that other companies can only dream of, a direct-to-consumer business that feels high-end and exclusive. Lemme has been praised for its website, which showcases its products in a visually appealing way. The packaging is bold and easy to understand, while the products themselves are bright and colorful. It's easy to see why someone might get drawn in and even consider subscribing to one of their plans. However, if you take a closer look at the website, a few red flags might start to appear. Lemme promotes itself as offering high-quality, gluten-free, organic, non-GMO products. The brand claims to have partnered with the best scientists to create gummy supplements with clinically backed ingredients. They even provide detailed information about the ingredients they use, breaking them down one by one. But, of course, there's a catch. Let's take a look at one of their products, Lemme Sleep, as an example. If you look at the list of ingredients, something strange stands out. Many of the ingredients are marked with an asterisk. At first glance, this might not seem like a big deal, but here's where things get tricky. In product marketing, an asterisk can mean many things. It could be a disclaimer, a footnote, or indicate special conditions tied to the product. In Lemme's case, the asterisk is used to refer to a footnote. But what does that footnote say? If you scroll all the way down to the very bottom of Lemme's website, you'll see a tiny box with text that reads, "These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease." Now, this is a big deal. What this means is that the ingredients in Lemme's products haven't been reviewed by the FDA. So, while the website might look convincing, there's no official guarantee that the claims about the product are true. Anything with an asterisk means it hasn't been approved or evaluated by the FDA. It's essentially something Kourtney could have written herself. And I'm not the only one who noticed this. According to reports from the Be Better company, Kourtney wasn't exactly lying about her products, but she was exaggerating the truth. Allegedly, she was using something called proprietary blends. With proprietary blends, a company only needs to state the ingredients in the product, but doesn't have to disclose how much of each ingredient is included. To explain this better, let's say a product says it contains sugar as part of a proprietary blend. The company doesn't have to say how much sugar is in the product. It could be 1% sugar, and the remaining 99% could be made up of any other ingredients the company